It's Week 18 of the National Football League, and we're going to see Mark Andrews. He comes in fourth in the NFL in receiving yardage. It's the Ravens and the Titans on Sunday night primetime.
By many accounts, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. Tonight, it's the 272nd and final game of the regular season, and we've got a good one to finish things off, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Tennessee Titans. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we take a look at this Titan Ball Club entering play. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from Nashville. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. And a look here now at their 4th-year quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down. Again, it's Henry. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Henry up the middle. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 7. They'll try the right side with Henry. Gets past 1 man. Derrick Henry all alone. Still going. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry with career touchdown number 125, moving him into a tie with Walter Payton on the all-time list. And the Titans will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
You know, as a head coach, you can't hide everything from your team. They know that people think that they're not supposed to be on the field with them. So they designed a heck of a game plan, didn't they? Nice fast start, get out after them, and maybe let everyone know that they're going to compete.
And get this home crowd behind them early as well.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it, isn't it? Because if you get the home crowd involved, sometimes you can ride that wave, and that gives you a little added pep.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's complete. With Zay Flowers with it. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Dances by him. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Right back to Mitchell here. Oh, good move. And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. Second down coming up. The Ravens at 14-2 heading into this final week. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That goes for a gain of 31.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Being chased out left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Ravens respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Justin Tucker for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. Now, partner, I'm going to make a quick pivot here and ask you to play general manager. It's well documented they're last in the league in offense, number 32. What changes might they make?
And this where you have to be almost like a chess master as a general manager, because you have a few things at your disposal that you need to use. Obviously the draft, free agency, maybe you can make some trades, but also look at your practice squad. Have you been grooming players to promote and give them an opportunity to play as well? That way you start to supplement as well as replace guys that need it.
Henry again on second down. And Henry going to have a Titans first down as he'll get this up past the 35-yard line. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
The 35-yard line.
Levis to throw off play action. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. You look at this Baltimore defense. They were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. 7-7, our score after 1. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
That's going deep for Bateman. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
And they're going to stop play here. And the injury is to, that's DJ Chark, the receiver, who's in need of some help right now. Play action. It's Jackson. And this is going to be pulled in by the tight end Andrews. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
That tackle by Jeffrey Simmons.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards on the carry, make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Well, there's an example of patience being rewarded. Ran the ball on 1st down and got stuffed. Most people would scream, throw the ball here in this situation. They stayed with their roots, stayed with running the football, and they got rewarded.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker now to add the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. That time a 9-play drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Patrick Queen coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Levis out of the shotgun now. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. Levis in trouble, down he goes. Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop him.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A great return there of 22 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From midfield now, here's Jackson. That's caught. It's Flowers. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Now it's Jackson. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And the Titans will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
2nd down and 8. Levis to throw it. Caught. It's Wilson. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd and 2. Levis looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Titans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll throw it again with Levis. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Levis on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Titans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Levis sets up to throw here. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Here's Levis. Pass caught here by Osborne. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. This time they stay on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taking it about the 16. A good return there, 17 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. They're looking deep here for Flowers. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's only 30 minutes left in the regular season, and everybody's excited for the playoffs, so we're just going to forget the halftime show and get back to the football. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Once again, it's Swift. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play, and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
They stick on the ground on 1st down with Hill. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 41-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Swift going to try up the middle. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Oh, he shifts past him. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Here's Swift. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
On second down, Swift. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Tucker now for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the second half. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
On first down, Levis. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Play action now. Levis under pressure, and they got to him again. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Levis. And that is incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
This is taken at the 18. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. Handful of carries last time out there. Finished it off, Charles, with a short touchdown run.
Yeah, and that's pretty nice for him to be able to do that, because normally where they were on the field, it's going to take some muscle to get in there, right? It's going to take some power because things are so stacked up, well blocked, and he was able to get into the end zone somewhat.
And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. A first down carry for Henry. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Michael O.J. Mudia. Back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half, and for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out, and as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Levis back to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Levis. Under pressure, they got him again. Patrick Queen in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. Back now in Nashville. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And you can see they've already clinched the AFC North. As it stands, of course, they would still need to host a game on Wild Card Weekend. But, you know, we always talk about how coaches say we want to win that division, and that's the key thing, right?
Oh, that's absolutely right. And that comes all the way down from the front office. They build their teams to win their division first, because if you do that, you guarantee that first game at home. Yeah, if you get the #1 seed in a bye, that's terrific. But bottom line, get into the playoffs. There are a heck of a lot of teams watching that wish they were in your spot.
They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 88 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Swift will take this into the end zone. It's a Ravens touchdown. So he had the nice run to get him down there. Was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. 1st and 10, it's Levis. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Patrick Queen make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. The Titans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. pressure coming, and they got him once again. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
Pardon my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
The 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Dancing to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Andrews. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards. On first and 10, it's Swift. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. On third down, Jackson. That is caught, and he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, first and 10. Now a first and 10 at the 11. Now Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4.
Back to throw, it's Levis. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is brought in at the 21. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 110 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Looking deep here for Flowers. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. They will run straight ahead with Swift. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Now it's Jackson. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 18. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Play action. It's Jackson. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. We're facing a big 4th quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Let's go now. Go.
1st and 10. Here's Levis. And this one is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Levis to throw it. To the sideline and incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Taken from just outside the 30. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Looking deep here for Flowers. Oh, and for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And the Titans come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Ravens, it's one more win to finish the season as they wrap up with a sterling 15-2 record. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they'll limp to the finish line a bit with a final record of 5-12. And with some high picks coming in this spring's draft, it's a team for whom a roster overhaul may be on the way. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.